Hey guys, Brozan here. We're just getting started this morning. We are going to run some tests. No, we need to actually farm a little bit. So we're going on live. Change this echo back to Poon. Da Poon. Magic resist, arms lore. This is the one. We are on live this morning. We need to dump all the junk out of our bag real quick. We forgot to clean up yesterday. All right. Switch over to the harpoon echo, resupply. Arms, harpoon. That and that. Take this off. Restock on ourselves a couple dozen times. Restock. We're just putting all this crap away. There's always something lying around. Put that in there. Restock. Resupply. Alright, I think that's everything. Take the potion bag off, put it over here. Refresh the chivalry bar. Whew. My webcam's grainy this morning. I don't know why. It's the same background I always use. Filters, chroma key. Ooh. That's a little better. Okay. We've got all this equipped. We need our chain. Make sure this is the right chain. Let's make sure we picked up our quests. We do have quests. Aspect. Lyric. Ah, no! We don't want lyric, we want fortune. We've been on test too much. We're working death still. Well, we gotta remember to switch that, so we'll leave that gump up. Magic arrow ourselves. Pick up this buff. We're gonna launch at our house because ain't nobody watching. Eject. Can we go into fortune yet? Dock ship, launch ship, board ship. I put this thing up, busted a little bit last time. Move this up here, turn that off. Oh, get a spyglass gump rolling, of course. We wanted to get stuck in combat before we could get another repair. Don't ever fight large fishing ships. Hey Roadhouse, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming to hang out and drink your coffee with me. Or if you're across the pond to drink your tea as you settle in for the afternoon. We'll hit this guy just for giggles. C, D. Set that to accuracy. We weren't attacking. This is our warm-up. Oh God, we hit those holes so hard. It's got 2600, it's fine. We're gonna swift reload into our bone shot here. Go into war mode because I forgot to. Not that it matters a whole lot. Let's start knocking them down. Morning, Minnie. Hope you're doing well. What's good? Man, not my sleep. I had a rough night last night. Didn't sleep good at all. Move that to where I can see it. Still not used to clicking that grid. No, what is actually good? Life's good, man. I'm having fun with the stuff on the mini expansion test. I know I probably caused Lutheus a giant headache yesterday with that video, but that's fun. And you know, I strongly suspect he appreciates the feedback, even if, you know, my feedback's usually in the form of a bunch of pain in his ass. That lightning build though, you talk about fun. Lots and lots of fun. We seem to just be sailing out into the empty water this morning. I'm checking Discord. Yeah, we've got continuous search on. I'm checking Discord real quick. I hate the way when you click into a channel, it screws everything up. That sure is a lot of empty water. Message on scripts and macros. Tide collar carrot next. I need to check this, set it to sails. Give them the old D. My regular cannons are set to D, that's why I say that all the time. Minnie said you got bad nights when the air pressure is high and you get migraines when it's over 10-20. Man, that sucks. I hate to hear that for you. I just had a rough night last night because I was very in tune with what was going on with Ultima. I don't talk about this on stream very often, but I am extremely ADHD. It's like actual medical doctor diagnosed. I'm functioning, very high functioning, but I hyper fixate. And the testing yesterday really got me hyper fixated. Ultima Online Gaming says, good morning. Morning, UO Gaming. I love your name. I had to check your channel out if you got some videos up. Roadhouse said, is it Lightning Archer? No. I keep calling it a Lightning build. The build I've been testing on test is a Bard with extreme spell damage. I've been calling it a Lightning Bard because he had buffed heavily the Wizard's Grimoire. We're going to go to this Galleon. We've got 45 seconds on this. Oh, it's right past each other. We'll wait around. I want to sink that carrot. It's just a spell damage bard, but it was hitting 4,700 lightning spell damage. It's not now. We got nerfed yesterday after my feedback. I was hoping to see it nerfed because it was broken. Let's get this going here. Oh, good. An actual ship. I was worried there for a minute we weren't going to find anything worth farming out here. Minnie says, you know what I mean? You remember first time playing PoE and you really got into the game. Got to sleep, you couldn't sleep for like 3 hours and dreaming PoE. Yeah, that's exactly what happens to me. And I sit around and I think, well, what if I'd have said this or done that? It's that whole social anxiety too that comes with it. NVR Final, haven't seen you chat before. Welcome to the chat. Barding's going to be tied in every build when patch goes live. You know, I've been trying to explain that, and then you got some people on Discord who just dismiss it as, well, how does it compare to other builds? And I can't stress this enough. Just because one thing's broken doesn't mean you shouldn't fix the things that are obviously broken. Even if they're not overperforming, they're broken. You gotta fix stuff like that because your knobs to tune are horrible. Roadhouse, good to see you this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Be safe this morning, my friend. Wow, 400 Wake Orange. He's coming right for us. Guess we got some PvP this morning, ladies and gents. I'll reload here. Just want to get our ship in the best situation we can. High wake means he's high infamy, means he knows what he's doing. So we want our cooldowns ready to go. We're gonna try. Oh, somebody summoned a boss. You can catch that. I don't think I'm out of combat yet. He's glassed me now. He's not moving. I don't know why he's not moving. Oh, fuck me. That's why he's not moving. He's part of a sweep. We're off the dock. He passed us. He didn't realize we changed heading. Well, Mike said, wait, people do stuff on land. I know, isn't that disgusting? I've been on land a lot this week. I guess we're docking, ladies and gents. Minnie said since you started playing seasonal RPG, got real FOMO about missing out on leagues, so your life goes around ARPGs. Yeah, I get that. We're just getting to where it's hard for him to shoot us here. Waste our damn time. Who was that? I didn't even catch the name. That's Mega. Let's get restocked here. I don't think we were, yeah, we were out for 10 minutes. All right, I'm going to block the screen for just a second as we set up to launch at a new spot. Where in the world is Brozan launching his ship? And this is not one of my DMs, so we've got a 3-minute timer. You know what that means? It means we're going to play on test for a second. Because we got stuff to do on test. Unblock the screen. Okay. We are now on test for 3 minutes. We're going to Prev, down center. We're going into our boating echo. Lots of boats out this morning, Ando says. Yeah, looking that way. We ran right into that mega sweeper right off the bat. I hope I have a fishing echo so I don't have to screw it. I do not. Crap. I've screwed all my echoes up on test. I really should buy multiple ones. This one will work for what I'm doing. Okay, no weapon equipped, no weapon equipped. Arms lure to 120. We will go back to live. Shiv 120, fishing 100. Focus 100. Forensic 0. Sorry, we lagged there for a second, and now y'all all saw where I am. If you were paying attention. Alright. What is the deal with the Bard stuff? You play Trapper, so Bard isn't on your radar. Bard's got just access to a ton of multipliers. Discordance is its own multiplier against Sing Your Own Praises, which is its own multiplier against the Aspect, which does damage to Barded, which is a stacking multiplier. yeah, somebody's on Strangeland. We need to set magic resist here. That was the one we were missing. And we're going to test this in a little while. That puts us to 720. Get back on our boating shelf. Resupply. To where the hell's that guy? And we're missing arms. We're always missing arms. There they are. We run in Fortune on test. And we'll do junk aspect on weapon. We're going to go park this guy at the docks. Lower port. Alright, we're going to hide our screen again. Turn off our full monitor. We're going to swap back over to this one. Get that logged back in. We should be ready to launch. Gonna give it a try. Dock ship, launch ship, boarding ship. Fix my chat. It's almost like a fresh login with all the crap I gotta do. Need a new food buff too, just for shits and giggles. Gonna get away from land just a tiny bit before I share my screen. That way you guys don't know where I am. Alright, block screens off. Do 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 do. Our Twitch stream died. I didn't even catch that. Crap. Here's a Corpse Creek guy over there for y'all. This dual streaming's all new to me. Trying to learn it. Looks like we might have launched into somewhere that's been farmed. We're going to test the ship stuff this morning at some point on test. It's on the radar of stuff to do. Nothing on glass. This sucks ass. Wow. Big empty. Big empty. Don't you guys just look at this? Super engaging. Tons of fun when the boats aren't spawned. No Bart on boats. Funny enough, that's my fault. There we go. We got a ship. About 4 years ago now, there was you used to be able to, there was, when you were down here, there was a roles tab, and you could actually have other people on your boat. And I wrote a bot. I called it the Bard bot. Everybody ended up calling it the boat bot, but anyway, I released that to the public, and it caused no small pain in the ass for everybody involved. SPK here. Just microing some shots. This is a tanky boy boat. We've only broke their sails to 4,700. Micro their shot. We'll go back to accuracy here. We're gonna swift reload into a bone shot. Yep, you got the song buffs, you got discordance, because you could still discord on the water. There were other things. It did a lot, honestly. Man, we're not getting a lot of skewers here. I wish I would have pushed rum rations. This is constant is Conrad gonna live. And we're gonna end up casting rum when we get back to our ship anyway. This boat ended up being far tankier than expected. I don't know if it was just bad luck on landing or... Yeah, we're in aspect. We'll check our chain just a second to make sure we didn't jank up our chain somehow. No, chain's active. Get those guys back. I really need to just gild out my chain. I'm super lazy about that. Pop this rum. Wandering off. I'll check that in just a second, my friend. I needed to look at something, make sure it was working. Okay. Ando says, when targeting crew health bars, are you using a healing script or just a bandage hotkey? I'm using a bandage hotkey. I have a script that runs 24/7 in the background. It's that auto bandages. It's what's working right now. But sometimes I want to target a specific crew, and so I'll heal on his health bar. We never reloaded. Move away, no sense eating those bombs. 3, 2, 1, get stopped. Moving away. Set this back to accuracy. Two, one, swift reload, bone shot. Usually we wouldn't shoot when they're moving, but their sails were already busted. It's more just about applying the buff or debuff. So right now you can see it's bandaging and it's just clicking away. It'll start a new bandage. I'm not doing anything to do that. Every now and then I'll notice one single crew's taking more damage, and so I'll spot heal that crew. And I've posted this bandage loop quite a few times in Ships PVM, but if any of you guys need it, just shoot me a message on Discord. Yeah, booey! Going to this Norse. Looks like we might have lagged again. Drop a bomb. Get gone. Our poor ship took a whooping. We got 40 seconds here, so we need to wait just a moment. Get us a sip of coffee. Do you run a Dexbox script? In a very janky way. I have a script. Let me show you what it looks like actually. Script Shiv attack. This is my Dex script. It is not like a Jace script. It basically says if we're not targeting anything and we don't have an override target, find something to kill. Well, none of this is used currently. And then it just checks to make sure that target is not a friend. Basically, it is an extremely simple target next. But it runs all the time so that I don't have to... Hang on, we want to get this out of combat repair. It runs all the time, so we don't have to just sit there and click health bars over and over again. Reload here. I don't like the complicated scripts. CD. I say as you guys all know, I've got like massive majory scripts and stuff. But what I mean by that is I don't want scripts that play the game for me. I want scripts that take out the annoying parts of the game for me. And not shade at Jace. I love Jace. I love his website. If you guys get the opportunity, you should watch Jace when he live streams Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't like that massive automation gameplay. There's the procs we needed earlier. That was even without Scourge. And I've written plenty of very complicated scripts in my time, so I'm a hypocrite about that. What was that? Rainbow dot. I prefer to be playing the game more than automating it. But also, I don't want to sit here and click 25 health bars. You know what I'm trying to get at with that? Yeah, buoy! For those of you new to the stream, anytime you push buoy, you must yell, yeah, buoy, with a Flavor Flav accent. It is a requirement of boating. Get that loot, get back on my ship. Do I have a quest for medium ships? I think I do. Oh, I'm trying to drive the wrong way. Seafarers, Carrack's galleons, mediums. Ugh. I can't do medium fishing. That's against my religion. Back to sails. Make sure that crap's running. That's funny. I was on test. They're a different mushroom on test, I guess. Vial. Oh, it's a castaway. Is that shelter? Come on, don't. I just shot the freaking water. He moved into a lot of the shots, though. How much y'all want to bet I forget to get the castaway? Can't hit any of the mobs from where we were. Go to accuracy here. We're gonna have to reload. Giving the business end of the cannons. Morning, simple soul. How you turn off and on the names of the mobs and myself so easily you can't figure it out. It's Control Shift, and then it brings up this bar, and you can modify a bunch of those options and stuff in options. I haven't done it in a very long time, so I don't remember where it is. It's in options though. It's something about nameplates. Nameplates, there it is. But the default hotkey is Control Shift. Send these guys back. Loot the hole. Drop a bomb. Get gone. Like we got it going on. Hey, what did I tell you? We saved your life, friend. We're not taking you where you want to go, but we saved your life. You like the artwork? I do too. I don't usually run a theme, but I'm cosplaying right now as an Outlands ship. I'm also cosplaying as a guy who doesn't have any farm. I'm doing a really good job of that. I guess I could heal my crew while I'm driving around. Play it wide open. I've been tinkering around on another server recently, and I can tell you the one thing about that is I miss all my macros and stuff. So bad. This one's so bad. In case you are in AK3, there is a red. I would advise watching out for them. Or so says Alliance chat. Norris Carrick up here. Apparently we are a Carrick murderer today. Still all junk. Can you use the dye I have on this ship on another? Yes, it is called a ship paint. This is sunburst wood. They function just like other ship upgrades. Will I do the ossuary event? It's possible, simple. It depends heavily on when it releases. We aggroed that large, I think. We're not going to move up towards that large unless he starts moving towards us. Hopefully, he doesn't. We're gonna two-shot board this just because of what's going on with the large there. Usually we would do 3 here, but we want to not aggro him. Trying to be careful. The ossuary event is on my list of things I want to do. The issue is timing. My daughter graduates high school in 2 weeks, and so I'll have a shit ton of family up, and then I'm going down there. Look at that shit. Oh my god. We need to finish this boat. Greater Paragon though, it's hard to argue with that. We're taking all the damage. Come on, kill the freaking captain. Hang on, guys. I gotta pay attention for a second. We're just gonna start with this. We don't have cooldowns for a moment. Swap into sails here. He's not shooting us. This is bugged. It was moving. Usually we wouldn't take advantage of that, but we kind of don't have a choice. We didn't opt into this fight. Set that to accuracy. We're going to swift reload into a bone shot here. Should hopefully break into it. This has 3,200, so it should. There's a medium. What a douche. He caught himself. That's what you get for being a cheeky asshole. You can jump on my ship, I dare you. I was hoping he'd jump on my ship. I'd send crew back and tell him to kill him. Got some lottery tickets. Yeah. I get right on that. Set this to sails, reload. I do gamble a little bit. Lottery tickets are not my thing though. Worst odds in gambling. Ah, fuck's sake. Of course he called his friends. Should have known that was gonna happen. We're out of cooldowns. Let's waste each other's time. Always answer your wife when she texts. I will check soon. But I used the one that was in there earlier. Ooh, y'all heard my private conversation. This is a small, we'll kill it just for giggles. That death animation. You forget your in-depth aspect every now and then. It's like, oh my god. Hey! Stopping to kill the junker paid off. Toot. How far southeast is that? Eh, We're gonna hit this guy just because he's here. Move over to sail, give him the D. We're just repositioning. This dodging their shots doesn't mean much of anything. Hey, we fell to 45% board. That's how we like it. Wipe the coffee off my face. Gotta check a work thing while that's ticking. Is this stuff dead yet? It is dead. Sorry guys, doing stuff on the other screen. Oh, did those what do greater paragons sell for these days? I've got a box just full of them. We got another crew. We're a shallow water farmer now, ladies and gents. Two demon ships, actually. These demon ships have high value. We're gonna wait on our SPK to be up because I'd like to run rum rations while we do the crew. That way we don't have to stand anywhere near them. Reload. Drink our magic resist pot. Still waiting on the SPK to be up. Set that back to accuracy. We're trying to drag them all on top of each other. That way, yeah. Oh, we didn't bone shot. Morning, Richard. Tried the sky bar and I just could not get on board with not having pets. Feel like bar breaks and failures made it a pain in the ass to get your damage. Yeah, it's a play style. The scribe bard. Yeah, I understood what you meant. Sorry. It's a whole play style. You got to stay at 12 tiles and get the piece. And to be perfectly honest, you really, really have to just sell into the mindset of it. Now since his adjustments yesterday, it's just a fun build. It is not an OP build anymore. It is a lot of fun. I like it. But also I like playing Bard. We've got some other testing to do. Wanted to earn some money on live though before. Yeah, what the heck? Ew, 2 demon ships. We can't aggro both of these at the same time. Provo's song plus sing your own praises is nice for any build. Yeah, it is. Luthieus doesn't seem to understand that giving us all a giant multiplier for like 160 points is as good as it is. There's at 80 points. Do you have to have musicianship to get the Bard's song? I don't honestly remember. Go back to accuracy here, chug a pot. We didn't separate these up like I wanted to. We're gonna stand on the back of the ship here and avoid blood splatters. Lulu's right in the damn middle and I can't get to her. There's a red galley. We're gonna assume he's coming our way. He gets within 300 tiles, it's time to be gone. He's running the bank. We're greeting here a little bit to get the loot, but we're leaving. Repair sails because we want the movement speed. Hey, look where Brozan is. Fuck. We'll punch beat to quarters here. He has to come around that corner that we just did. Yeah, we're fine. Oh. Dude. I swear. Busy freaking morning on the ocean. We're actually gonna turn in a castaway, y'all. Can't believe it. Maybe? How close you gotta get to turn? There he goes. No, he's still on our ship. How close to shelter do you have to get to turn in a castaway? There it is. Weird. 4 crew, 1 salvage on a 125k run. That ain't bad, y'all. It's because of the size of the ships we were doing. Look, we can even check our salvage right here. Salvage. Oh, I need to clean this up before I lose all that free ass. I've got some on here that don't suck. Let's check what these were. Brass metal, go figure. Bunch of vets and a master sea dog. He's gonna be all movement speed, yo. No, he's not. We're gonna go to our house. We're gonna dump all this fancy loot. Yeah, I'm like you. Junk salvage. Yeah, it's I haven't been excited about salvage in years. You simple, you sold a crew for like 8 million recently. We gotta go clean up our bank, make sure there's nothing in it, and then we're gonna go back to a salvage master. Bank. Just making sure there's no good. What the hell is that? A basket of chicks. Guys, you will get all the chicks on Brozan's stream. Salvage master. Y'all can take a tour of the FS Guild House. Salvage. Right. We're not even looking at those. Navigator. That's actually a good one. We don't look at these. We gotta fix where this. There we go. Move the bank. Move the backpack. Vets immediately go to bank. Yeah, he can go to the bank. Hedge spy. It's weird that it keeps screwing up the order that they're in. You gotta actually pay attention for a second. Pirates, junk. Maybe he's a 2%. Nope. Junk. Junk. Marine. Bank. 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 Money. Bank. Bank. Not money. Bank. A heroic pirate. Junk, but we save all heroics. Crew hatches. This used to be the PvP meta. Junk, 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 junk. Maybe. Junk. Maybe. Junk. Junk, junk. Junk, junk, junk. And we looked at him. He is, in fact, junk. Let's go back home, dump all this crap off. At all. We'll move the... We separate our paints and our upgrades into two different books, but I'm not taking the time to sort all that today. These go in the sort later box. I didn't mean to put that in that bag. Sort later pile. Going back to Prev. $9 million, but you got hit from castaways. The one good thing about having alchemy is when you provoke... when you provoke monsters, the damage stacks up AoE. Yeah, it does. It sure does. We run a build that's a summoner bard, and it's a lot of fun. It uses air elementals to always be hitting 2 targets and provocation to make sure there's generally 2 targets. Exchange all. We don't have anything below veteran. There we go. Let's go eat our essence. I think I actually probably need essence. Yeah, I'm down to 2,600. I ran out on test the other day. So many people on this shard. That's a great thing, but a bad thing when you're looking for ships. Dump out this loot. Oh, man. I wish I had more coffee. I'm limiting myself to 1 giant-ass mug of coffee a day. All right. We're going to move our character off screen real quick. Block the screen. Where in the world is Brozan launching his ship? Oh, it didn't empty that box. Man, I almost screwed up. We're going to have to sing our Carmen Sandiego song again. Such is our fate. I had to do all this manually, like a scrub. I don't care about those reagents. All right. Block the screen. Where's Brozan? Where's Brozan? He's not there. All right. I'm gonna log this out. Do 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 do. There we go. I'm done blocking the screen because we're going on test. All right, purpose of today's test, and I apologize to those of you who are just loving watching me farm, because now you get to watch me farm. We're testing the changes to cleave mechanics and double dipping. Salvo, our finisher, this is on test. I am currently on the test server. Harpoons. this up here. We're in skewer stance, as always. We didn't change our chain earlier. Gotta fix my red line. Okay. Make sure that's right and it'll apply. Needs 20 seconds, that's fine. So he changed cleave yesterday to not double dip anymore, and he also so skewer is technically a cleave, and it was double dipping. The damage was based on the pierce that you do, and it could then also pierce. I don't think it's going to be a significant impact to our clear ability, but we want to test and make sure, because that's what test is for. The other aspect of that is salvo is also technically a cleave. So the damage being resolved from the finisher salvo, we want to make sure it still feels good. Get spyglasses going here. Actually, lizard ships are a great test target because they're tanky. Set this to sails. Set it back to accuracy. I probably didn't have to SPK this one. They're already damaged though. We're just watching damage numbers here more than anything. The skewer procs, well, salvo destroyed everything. Get back on our ship. Let's go find a ship that doesn't just get burst down. Oh wow, I didn't even catch I've got that moon right in my face on my webcam. Let's brighten up my room a little bit. That did not fix it. Video capture device. Where the hell are the filters? Filters. Chroma key. Similarity. Whoa! There we go. Smooth it a little bit. Right. That's better. The moon's not shining through my face anymore. We didn't have continuous search on. Do 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 do. Reading my work messages. Driving to the middle of nowhere. Isn't that crazy? Can't find big ships on test either. Boy, I'm glad that one loaded on the other screen. How do you change the direction of your ship without clicking the arrows? Options, macros. I have all of these. Forward, left, right. It's these say commands like turn right, turns my ship to the right. And I just push Shift D to do it. There's a long ship. Also, good morning, Kiwi. Hope you're doing well. We're going to hit this small before we go to that long ship just because it's in our way and we don't want to drag it over there. I would rather go to... I don't know. We'll do the druid. Druids suck. Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention, but our damage seems just fine on the humans. Just got done watching the beginning fisherman video. If you haven't, Debiri has an excellent excellent fishing video that's way better than mine. He's Noob Cruise on YouTube. You should definitely check him out. Alright, we're going to this druid. Reload here. Set to sails. Yeah, Noob Cruise has a really, really good fishing video. And mine is informative. His is actually engaging. Aye! He smoked us. That means our accuracy is going to be down. Whatever shall I do? We missed 3 shots. It actually did decrease our damage. All right, go into accuracy here. We're going to swift reload into a bone. 2, 1, bone shot. We'll line up to the side of this. Here we go. Ah, we didn't push rum. Reset, reset. We gotta wait on that boarding cooldown. Druid ships require rum rations on the build I'm on. Okay, the tree is not taking nearly enough damage here. Goodness, come on, Manfred, live. Druid ships suck on live too, I want to be clear. But we're feeling some damage loss here, I'm not gonna lie. Sugarcoat that. I have these where I can see the numbers. We're gonna hit a buoy here just to top these guys up. I'm calling it right now. I think we're going back to 10, 10, 10 on links instead of 15 cannon damage. And then maybe this was just a bad ship for me. We're going to keep testing. But that felt terrible. We definitely lost damage on our cleaves. Reload here. We'll do this Aussie galley. Have I tried barding on a ship with alchemy? No, and I won't. Don't take this the wrong way. The problem, and I've said this before many, many times, if your build can't farm in Fortune, then it's not good for endgame boating. Because this is the realistic limiter of my ability to farm, the cooldown on this regular cooldown. I can only do a boat every 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. No matter how fast I clear the crew, doesn't matter. Because I have to wait on that cooldown before I go to the next ship. So there's a window of time that I need to clear the crew in to be efficiently moving to the next ship. And right now I can still do that while in Fortune. We're doing this Ossuarian real quick. It might require me changing up my links and that kind of stuff, but so far I'm not seeing anything that indicates that's still not the case. We're going to test it though. That's what we're doing on test. What I'm trying to say is I will do the same amount of ships in an hour regardless of the aspect I'm running, so I might as well use an aspect that makes the ships more valuable. Now, I screwed up and didn't expect what happened on that Druidic. But watch this cooldown. I've got 2 minutes here to clear this crew and be on the next ship that I'm killing. So far, it's taken me 10 seconds to deal the damage I've dealt. This is in Fortune. I also think explosion potions don't work the same on the ocean. I feel like that's a thing. We're gonna have to double bomb this one. But see, I've got a minute here, minute and 15 seconds, that I just have to sit around with my thumb up my ass. And that was clearing it with Fortune. If I had, if I was using air or lightning or whatever, the meta blow stuff up specs, I'd still be waiting on this cooldown. I'd just be waiting 15 extra seconds on my ship. So for farming efficiency, Fortune good. There are builds that get below 2 minutes on cooldowns. They are extraordinarily expensive, like expensive to the point that I don't want to build them. 20 seconds, we'll start driving. We're gonna push this rum, set to sails. So far, the thoughts that I'm having, I got here too soon. The thoughts I'm having so far are that it feels almost the same, but I was always on the cusp of, I forget, I didn't get my special powder keg there. I got it for most of the shot. I've been on the cusp of going back to 10 cannon damage links instead of 15 for a while now. Of course, I don't mind force outboarding. Do you know if you switch that mid-cannon fire, it applies to the shots that haven't fired yet? I learned that recently. We do have another thing on ships that we need to test. He recently changed the handling of disease and flame strike ticks and things like that. We need to test what if diseases and stuff are doing full damage ship to ship. They shouldn't be, but it's an easy test to do. We just bring our mage out here. Use lightning on the ocean, but Fortune is better because it lowers cooldowns. No, it does not lower the cooldowns. It just makes each ship more valuable. Lightning's great if you're having trouble clearing. Like, you want this to take less than 45 seconds to clear all this stuff. But at the end game, and we base metas on in-game players, at the end game, Fortune is the best. Now, that's kind of my point, is no aspects can lower ship cooldowns. And so there's no sense in running an aspect that doesn't give you more loot per ship and more redline XP. Yeah, I think looking at this, we're finishing this boat right at the 2-minute mark. I think the area of the salvo, skewer, and now the double dipping nerfs have made it to where we probably need to go back to using more, hang on, let me finish off this ship. I can't do and talk. I think we're changing our chain. I don't think we're changing out of Fortune. The Bard Discord buff allowed you to tank pretty good and then clear fast once you're on. Just farming in your Bard Necro. Yeah, it works. I can't overstress this, y'all, and I promise I'm not trying to sound like an elitist jerk. If you're not 30 links, if you're not very comfortable with the playstyle, almost anything will farm at 80% efficiency of what I'm doing right here. But you know, that's my shtick. I'm the end game boating, farming, prolific Brozan, you know? So I have to eke out every advantage I can get. I'll move this crap out of the way because I'm going to do link stuff. We're going to change our red line setup here in a second, but we're going to pop off 5 ship cannon damage links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dump those all in this book. Now we're going to grab out melee special chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Install all. Okay, this is what we're going to run now. And because we're doing that, we've got some red line adjustments. We don't need a 15 link limit. Reset spent points. I play with 10. That's just what I have. So let's look and see what we can do. 3 points in swing speed cap would be great if we could take advantage of it. It would be better than links, I think. Follower stuff we don't care about. These all cost 12. We can't do anything with them. Yeah, so I think we just take the extra link for now. If we had SSI set up, I'd probably do 3 points in the cap here. It would mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll put 1 in this. And we'll throw on an extra melee special link. Actually, we'll put on an extra ship cannon damage link because we cut some. SH, ship cannon damage. That would install all. Oh, it's a link limit. Well, shit. It has to be something we don't have on there. I guess we could just do damage by player. Actually, we've got 1 link limit we can play with. There we go. Install all. Okay. Morning, John. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I was heads down fixing my chain. I should have been healing crew while I was fixing my chain. Richard Sage, I'm sure you've said it before. Most likely didn't see that episode. I couldn't imagine. It's not like I've got 6 billion videos. And I don't mind reiterating it. I promise. I wasn't complaining. It's just a very important fact that I think a lot of people don't think about because other aspects are cool. I would love a reason not to run Fortune, but the way the game is now, I have to. All right, I'm set sails. This is going to be a first real test if this is going to just hurt us bad because we're down to 10 cannon damage links. I don't think it will, frankly, but, you know, that's why we test stuff. We would hit an 8,600 sails boat, though. It's a good test. He's a good one. It's going to be a 4-shot board, just like it would have been before. We were hitting our Swift Reloaded Bone Shot, was hitting for 3,000 before we popped those links. We're about to see what it hits for. It did 2881. We lost 100 damage on it. It's noticeable, but watch the crew. This is why we put on those melee special links. The chance for that melee special is additive from links. So my weapon special chance from those 5 links went up 11%, I think, something like that. Like a lot. It's its own multiplier. Send these guys back. Double bomb here. Quick question about, oh, hold on, I skipped UO Gaming. So it's saying there's a 2-minute cooldown from after the enemy ship sinks at the beginning of engaging another ship. No, See this cooldown right here, my regular ability cooldown beat to quarters? See how it's still ticking down? I can't use that again until it's done ticking down. And so no aspects affect how fast that ticks down. And all the meta builds, you can't really make that any faster. So there's no sense in rushing to the next ship if I don't have this ability ready. And so that is what gates our farm efficiency, not how fast we clear the crew. My ability cooldown. And there's a whole conversation about meta builds and stuff like that. I promise I'm not just blowing smoke up y'all's ass, but I've tested the ever-loving shit out of it. I know that there's not a good build that gets this under a 2 minute. Richard said, question about redline. Am I better off using aspect I have called already, or shouldn't I switch to fortune? I don't know how redline experience starts. Redline experience starts when you hit 30 links or when you have an aspect at tier 15. You start gaining redline experience. I think that's right. It's been a while since I thought about it. So you got to have either 30 chain links or a tier 15 aspect. And I believe you only get some, hang on, we got to do this right. Rum rations, jump over, target the dead one. We're targeting the fungaloids, they die faster, which means we get salvos out quicker. The trees do more damage, but getting everything dead first is more important. Get this guy bandage. Oh god, we got to put another point in without borders on our healer's codex. I changed healer's codex up and I forgot about it, honestly. Scourge here. Yeah, the links make this fine without having to change out of fortune. Double bomb. But see, I've got to wait on this cooldown before I engage another ship. And that's what I was talking about. We talk about redline experience because fortune increases your redline experience gained. So that's the reason we care so much about it. The fortune aspect, details, fortune. Fortune has this line, golden loot item chance, 27%. So we get more rares. And then we get the damage increases, who cares? Global experience bonus. It means this ship that I'm killing here is worth 27% more experience. And all the crew on it and all of that crap. So, that's why we do. We've proven to ourselves that our ship is... I think I'll probably go back to using 10-10-10 on my chain. I need to now test something more specific. What the hell? Don't do that shit in town. People. We're going to a mage spec. That'll be fine. I've been in combat. I don't want to deal with... I just need... There we go. All right. Echo. Oh my god, I hate people. We need to go into a mage spec so we can test some damage resolution ship to ship stuff. So we're just gonna wait here. We're gonna go down here where we don't have to put up with people. And I want to echo off of my tuner because I don't want to have to change it again later. So we're going to give this 1 minute. I'm going to go look and wish I had more coffee in my coffee pot. I'll be right back, y'all. Oh, through the sheer power of dumb luck, we had more coffee in our coffee pot. All right, activate echo. God, we're still not ready. Has the frame rates been alright today, y'all? We're not lagging bad, are we? I guess I could have been doing my shelf stuff while I was waiting on that. Restock for myself a couple times. Why is restock not working? We're gonna assume it's a test thing. Now we're going to the mage. Supply. Get that stuff on. Restock again. Sure ain't working. Restock me. Get all this boater stuff out of my... Okay. Whatever. There. Okay, we're going death for this test. Sure, death and death is fine. Then we need to put points in flame strike. It's the only thing I actually care about. Flame strike. Do. And we need our necro bar up. Open hotbar. We'll just put it right here for now. We're gonna keep corpse skin on. We're recalling to that room. Seriously, there we go. More reagents. I forgot to resupply. Recall from that room. And we're gone. We might as well summon pets. We're testing ship-to-ship damage. We want one that's not going to bomb the piss out of us. We're not doing any boarding stuff here. We're watching the disease ticks. Oh God. They didn't like me. I didn't tell my mummies to defend, and so they auto-targeted me. All right, okay. Picking a target, this guy. Watching disease ticks. This guy. Just making sure stuff is, those orange numbers aren't stupid high. That's what we're doing here. Yeah, it looks like they're resolving properly ship to ship. We wanted to make sure because he changed the code on Flame Strike and Corpse Skin. So that looks good. You know, I've always wondered if I /go and I have this moving forward, will it continue moving forward? I honestly don't know. I've never tried. People releasing their pets in town drive me nuts. All right, let's go recall back to this. It is moving forward. Nice. That's useful to me, actually, because I don't like leaving my boat out. All right, we need to test this spec, actually. Fix a couple of small things about it. It was working down. Item ID, take that off. And meditation, it's 100. Apply. All right, we need to test. Oh, am I a magician? I am on test right now. I am playing my necromancer spell damage. Necro. Put this chain on. I need to fix my red line. Red line. You don't have any idea about this game. This is Ultima Online. It is an extremely old MMO. I am playing a spell-casting character. I need to remove this row. And I do apologize. A lot of this won't look normal to you. But it's a fight monsters social MMO game. Ultima Online is a lot of fun. We're going to go with spell charge chance on this one. I'm going to put on some damage to diseased. We actually we're testing this today. What our best link setup is for it when it goes live, because I think that I suspect this is about what it'll go live with. So we're gonna go. I think I still have an in set up. Go to the room. No, we don't have an in set up. That sucks. Go back to Prev Town Center. It looks so complicated. This is a very complicated game, and I'm on test, so I'm not on live, where we're able to do even more complicated, weird stuff. So I apologize for that, BK. Morning, Plug. What's the change on yesterday's? What's the word on yesterday's change? I actually just got done testing it. I feel like dropping from the 15 cannon link meta is the best. We could still run in Fortune just fine. I think cutting 5 ship cannon damage links and putting them back in melee special. So this is what my ship chain looks like right now. That's my opinion. I think Fortune's still meta. It did hurt us, especially on the salvos, because they're not double dipping anymore. But they're not. So salvo could previously pierce, which allowed the damage that was coming out of it to double dip, and it's nowhere near as bad. It was a nerf, but it's like a nerf of 3 or 4% damage. Fortune still farms just fine. Many players say that about boating, but Brozen's on test center, so it's a bit different normal gameplay. Yeah. Plug says for a wee boater like you that only has like 8 links, I meant more so for the actual build. You still run skewer, so yeah, dude. I can't stress this enough. Skewer, I'm going to show you real quick why skewer is so damn important, and people don't realize this. Obviously, it has the cleave effect, right? Let me share my full monitor here. So it's 5% per 5% of damage per rank. So 45% of our damage, half essentially, once we're maxed skewer, half of our damage to an additional target, but also a 15% chance to apply a pierce effect. That pierce effect does so much damage. I can't overstate how much that pierce effect carries this ability, and people don't realize it. Versus snipe, which just makes our normal impel go off more often. Skewer's the best. 50% more damage because it's hitting a second target. It's a more multiplier. You can't compare. It's just best. On a single target, snipe's going to be better. On Ocean Boss, I still think strafe's better, but snipe might over compare now. Yeah, and I wouldn't call myself top tier, but you're watching a guy who's done this a lot. A lot. We were in the middle of something. We're setting up our character to do some damage testing. I need to go to the Prev Merchant. There's the Prev Merchant. Buy. Deeds. We need a Battle Master deed. Purchase. Get to gold. Grab that out of my bank. Go back to Indaria, Town Center. Going into my inn. Room. Enter my room. Drop that deed. Let's set this guy to armor 35, magic resist 25. 25 is pretty common in the wild. Now, what we're going to do on this, I got to set up this book too to be what I'm going to use. Create food, magic arrow, harm. I want to run this spec on live. This is I'll show you guys the spec in just a second. Curse. No mana drain. Mind blast. And then we'll put points in protection. I need to fix the script. Auto nuke bard. I'm copy pasting this to my auto mage mind blast. Fix this. I do not want to cast. I do want to cast flame strike on this one. Arrow harm, fireball, lightning, move shit, mana drain. Yes, cast. Yes and yes. No. That auto sets that. Okay. This is shift middle mouse. All right. We got this guy set up. We're in death. We need to be running Eldritch Book. We're running these at tier 15. I should turn them down, but I'm not. Chain is damage to diseased and spell charge chance. We might be removing these spell charge chance. I recently learned how the math works on these, and I don't think they're as good as previously thought. They do matter. They do matter. Don't misconstrue that. But I think there might be a better modifier here. Well, we're going to test. That's what test is for. We need shit. We need 2 inscription links. Manage. Remove. Add all. Effective inscription. H. Oh, I guess it's called Spirit Speak Inscription because nothing's consistent in this game. So, there we go. That's so we don't burn our flame-struck scrolls. UO Gaming says, I'm top tier, humble, and kind enough to answer player questions with real experience. Man, you should be in marketing. All right. Our cycler script reset does not reset at 1 minute. So we need to actually watch our damage meter and remember to recast curse at 1 minute. We're going to run a 5-minute parse. Tell those guys to do their thingy. And we're going to start casting. Start! Go! We proc right out the gate. Go figure. Watching this for 1 minute. Look at those. Look at that. We're refunding and procking like it's going out of style. We're fucking up this whole parse. When this gets to 55, we'll start the script again to make sure we apply a new mana drain and a new curse. The damage looks pretty good. BCK, I'll read that in just a second, I promise. I'm kind of focused on making this work right real quick. We're going to stop the script and meditate here. As we meditate, BCK says like to watch complicated things, but only watch. Can't play, don't have enough IQ for this. There are much, much simpler things you can do in Ultima Online. And Outlands, starting the script again, Outlands is an amazing game. I am doing endgame stuff right now, testing endgame specs. Oh, that flame strike absolutely destroyed our poor mana. Meditating. We'll get back to about 45, 50 mana and we'll start the script again. Yeah, there should be a link on the video description here, but it's UOOutlands.com, and you could go and you could play a character that just hits stuff with swords, and you don't have to think like this. Not that you wouldn't, but I want to make sure people understand there's also the ability to play this simply. Start again. You might wonder why I'm not going to full mana. We want to get our spell cycle spells out of the way. And our mushrooms and all of that stuff. As long as we have meditate immediately available to go back into, you might as well start the script again. Or start your damage again. So once again, we'll let this get up to about 50 and then we'll start again. As soon as this goes off, yeah. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching. Our disease ticks are way over. I wish you could cut disease away from procs, but that's why we do 5-minute parses. I forgot to restart the script. Big old damage. This definitely got nerfed. Definitely got nerfed over, I think even over live. We're gonna go run this exact same thing on live, I think, in a 5-minute, just to see, and it'll be with worse links too. I suspect strongly we're gonna see that it's nerfed on live. Nerfed from live. We're gonna run for 5 minutes. But those disease ticks are nothing like they were on live. I think. I could be wrong. This one, I haven't done a lot of science on. I mean, our DPS ain't bad. That's going to inflate the end of our DPS. All right. I'm going to take a snip of this. Open paint. Paste that so we can have it later. Now we're going to do this exact same thing on live. Log into Brozan on live. Go back to our house. We were going to launch there. Sadly. Echo into our necrospec. That ain't the one. That is the one. Need to pull out this stuff. Restock on our saves real quick. Restock again. Resupply. Leather armor for mana regen. Where the hell's our spell book? Restock on Sylph. Resupply. Oh, we have a spell book in our hand. Got everything. Need to do our chain. This is on live, so our chain's janked up right now. Move this row. Add all. Follow our attack speed. I'm trying to remember if I put some of this on other chains. Remove these two. Open our chain again. Ah, we didn't switch our chain. We almost screwed up there. Equip this chain. Install all. So our chain's going to be worse. And we're going to see if the damage even remotely compares. Damage to diseased. Remove all. That didn't remove all. Oh yeah, it did. Install all. We want to take one of those off because we've got a silver to put in. Damage to... I'm losing my mind. I could have swore I had a silver on those. Damage to diseased. I guess I don't. I was looking at the row below. Done. Install all. Okay, we fixed the chain. We need to fix our aspects. We're also using a lower tier aspect. 2 tiers lower. So we got to keep that in mind. I also don't have the go command, which I was about to type. Go on FS. I know there's a training dummy in my guild hall. You guys get the tour of FS. We fixed our chain, we fixed our spec. We need mummies up for the cripple effect. Open this hotbar. Cast. Mummy. Oh, I can't customize this guy. I hope his... Shit. The magic resist is lowered too. Well, we'll have to run the 5-minute parson test again, sadly. Because we have to have the trainers 1-to-1. Tell them to all guard me, damage. Reset. Stop after 5 minutes. Stop, reset. We're going to start casting. Start this. The ticks, actually, ticks are about the same. I thought they were worse on the test. We were hitting about 850 DPS on test. We're at full mana, so DPS is going to look stronger up front, but we're going to have to go through some meditation cycles. Get this started again. I don't think I had everything clicked on test either. So here we go. Running the rotation again. We'll go back to test in just a second and we're going to run the same things. And we'll make sure we have the same setup. I'm almost positive though that we screwed up the test version. We need to set the dummy, definitely set the dummy to 0 magic, or yeah, 0 magic resist. Meditating. Get back to about 50, start the script again. Because I hope everybody's having a good morning. I am enjoying myself testing stuff. I like numbers. I'm a developer at heart. We're not running our script for some reason. We lost about 5 seconds of DPS. It should average out though. UO Gaming, appreciate the hell out of you coming and hanging out with us. I hope you sleep well. Here we go, starting the script again. I need to read the description of the spell damage reduction. Magic. UO Outlands Major Heat. We're gonna do that on the same screen in just a second. We were not meditating. Son of a bitch. Yeah, that problem. Some reason it's locking a cursor every now and then. Now we're meditating. While that runs, we're going to look at 5th circle spells. It might be a mana drain. PVM reduces target magic resist. It's not what it says on the buff. It's a spell damage reduction. We're just leaving it in to be consistent. I need to ask that question though. I don't know why it's not going into meditation as it should there. It makes this test not as good. Now it's meditating. Get it up to 50. Run this again. We need a screenshot of that. That's what we're doing here. All right. We're in the meditation loop. We're going to try to just eke out a little bit more damage before this ends. All right, damage tracker ended. Copy this, stop this, log this out. Going back to paint. We're just overriding that one so we don't accidentally look at it later. Going to test. Roseanne on test. Roseanne. Customize this guy. That is not what we wanted. User settings on this guy. Magic resist 0. Fix that. Change that to where it's not spammy. Open this. Open. Yeah, we didn't have these clicked. This and this. Actually, give me a second. We need to change this to be tier 13. Make it 1-to-1. Tier 13. Already of that aspect. Let's drop that on the ground and drop that on the ground. Re-equip them. That turns off the aspect. Now we're in tier 13. Fix the chain here. Manage, remove row. Done 1-to-1s. We're just turning them all bronze. I know I've got a couple golds on live, but I'm not going to sit here and try to remember exactly what they are. Damage to disease. 1, 2, 3, 5, 15. And now we need spell charge chant. We'll do 3 of these in golds. 1 silver. Install all. Pop out some more. Install. Okay, pretty close to 1-to-1. Bring up our mummies. Screwed that up. Close these health bars. Open our chat. Damage meter. Reset. Start casting. Start. Let this run. Meditate until we get to about 50. Here we go. Pets weren't attacking. Stop, stop, stop. We gotta reset it. The pets attacking is very important. We gotta let all this finish ticking down. Those disease ticks last forever. Okay, I think it's done. We're full mana. Top off our health here. Start the script, start the timer. Proc right off the bat. That's why we do 5 minutes. Because we're going to be chaining flame strikes like it's going out of style here for a second. Meditating. Right, start casting again. Blast doesn't necessarily matter for our purposes because we're never at full mana. I need to go mana drain a mob when we're done here. Waiting on that timer. Get to above 450 again. We weren't meditating, which tracks with what we were doing on live. We had a couple of times where we got up to 40 without meditating, so I'm okay with that. Meditating, actually, this time. Get up to 50. DPS is way higher than live so far. Being able to cycle the low-level spells increases our damage quite significantly, I think. Our disease damage is way higher than our spell damage. That counts our procs, but we're getting more from the mana well of the proc than we are from the damage of the proc. Getting back to 50. Run this again. I need to check something over here. Do 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 do. All right, everything looking good on that front. Goodness, we're just casting for days over here. The cycle being 15 seconds really matters for this build in particular, because it means it was 20 seconds on live. It means we're getting a lot of extra mana to use for our flame strikes. We're not meditating. Run this again. Guys, if you have questions, right now is the perfect time to ask them, because I am not doing engaging stuff. I am watching this run. All right. I'm going to take a snapshot of our echo real quick to put in this. Nah, we won't get to anything meaningful before the 5 ends. End that. Go back to paint. We're going to paste this echo right here. We're going to copy this. Put it right here. I'm going to widen this window just slightly. Use this and this. Live. Test. Shrink this window just a little bit. We're going to run test on test one more time. Reset this. Mummies are doing mummy things. Everything is ready for me. Make sure I'm still using spell scrolls for our inscription bonus. I don't need those. Those are curs. Where the hell are the lightning scrolls? Yeah, we still got a buttload of lightning scrolls. Do I have a flame strike scroll? I do. Okay. Starting. Immediate proc. Immediate proc. That's how we do. should be running this with Mind Blast because I think we'll run it on live with Mind Blast. I don't know. The big upfront damage is a Flame Strike. Yeah, we're gonna stop. Stop. Because I don't think I have Flame Strike spec'd in this book. Yeah, I've got Mind Blast spec'd in the book. That was a heavy oversight, y'all. Let's go to this. We're going to turn off Cast FS, set that to 0, save. Everything's stopped here. Reset this. Full mana. We'll top off our... We'll go ahead and cast Bless. Just... top that off. Start casting. Start damage meter. We're going to run out of mana much slower now because we're going to be Mind Blasting. Like, I don't know that we can run out of mana now. The thing about doing it this way, though, is we won't get the Flame Strike procs either, or the we won't get as many aspect procs. Now we're losing mana. Should go. I don't know if we'll get our mushroom off or not. We're going to restart it pretty quick here. We needed to run it out in a minute because we had to recast Mana Drain and Curse. We could be using Strangle as well here. We don't like to do that on live because it adds 5 seconds to kill time. We're not meditating. The Mind Blast version of the script seems to be far better than the Flame Strike. I don't think we procced a single time, and our damage is trending higher. I mean, we're full mana right now. It's just you never stop casting. We want to try removing spell charge chancelings. That is a later project because we're trying to compare versus live right now. Because we're going to log back to live in just a second and run this same thing over there. We just want to get a good solid parse. Meditate up to about, I don't know, right now because we can mushroom. Proc means we'll be sitting in mana forever. I'll take a screenshot of this while we wait. Add that to our paper. that meditate tick up. Get started again because the mushroom's about to go. Would poison tick higher with disease, damage to disease? I am running damage to disease right here. It shouldn't these days because double dipping was removed from live or from test. So those links should not be impacting the now resolving ticks. They should only apply to the initial spell cast, which that's why double dipping was a problem. Parse is over. Turn off our scripts, grab this damage. I'm gonna put that in our... We're overriding the ones we've already done. This is on test. I'll clean this up, I promise. I know it's ugly. Ah, not what I meant to do. All right, now we need to do the same thing on live, exact same setup. Log out of this, log into this, browse in live, browse in. I gotta check and make sure our scrolls are sustainable for this. Fireball's in a good spot, lightning, magic arrow, and we've got a flame strike scroll. Do we have a flame strike scroll? We do. Okay. Get up a mummy. Open hotbar. Mummy, mummy, mummy. We need mummies for the cripple effect. Change that to that. Fill them to attack. Damage meter. Damage meter. Reset. Starting to cast. Start. Richard said, did Luthier's ninja nerf spell charge chance? No, it was a misunderstanding on my part because in the stats window, it shows it as a multiplier. Like 621 becomes 1300. It's not actually. We did a lot of testing recently and we found that spell charge chance, and this is common knowledge apparently in Discord. I didn't know it. But it's just additive with all other sources of spell damage increase. It's big additive though. The links that we have. So let's look at our stats while this script runs. I've got a 97% chance. So essentially always I'm getting 113% increased damage. We need to kill script. We need to meditate. Start casting again. Oh, I may need to reset this. I may not have Mind Blast. I do have Blast Spect in here. Not as heavily as I do on test, but you can't afford to do it as heavily as you can on test. And you can see from the parse already, it's a massive DPS increase. No, it was just a misunderstanding on my part. And part of what we're going to be doing after we run these live versus test scenarios is we're going to be running multiplier links instead of spell charge chance. Just to see the difference looking. We need to open this potion. Get back up to about 50 mana. We'll wait until this is done. That's the real thing we're looking for. Start casting. I mean, it's almost double DPS on test, though. And our disease ticks here versus here it's, you can see our specials are more than double our damage on what we're parsing right now. Whereas this, our disease ticks are not quite even, what's that? 76 divided by 40. What is that? Calculator. There you go. Oh, I needed to do 40 divided by 76. So now it's about double. We haven't procced, I don't think, this whole time, too, though. I say as I proc. Show says, what about spell damage, resist, ignore? Probably what we're going to test, honestly. Because, you know, for like demons and stuff, this build's kind of rough. Yeah, I think those might be stronger than spell charge chance. It definitely needs tested. We're not meditating. Get up to 50, restart. So we've got a mushroom to chug here too. Should run out of this damage tracker pretty soon. But it is extremely evident that test is stronger for this build by a lot. If we could stack damage to Barded. This build is already extremely skill point hungry. I'll show you the build when we get done with this parse. I can't put barding stuff on this one, and I don't want to. The build is designed to... This is our live parse that's actually correct. Delete that. Considerable difference, and I'll show you the spec real quick. I could gut inscription off of this and then pull some points out of maybe focus to put bard skills on here. I don't want to. I do so much stuff with bard already that I don't want to. So we're gonna post these results. I can shorten this considerably. Paste that, move that over there. Move this over. Live. Best. Shrink this. Give it the old shrink ink. Shrink this. It's very important that you make stuff aesthetically pleasing. I'm just posting in Discord over here. You guys can watch. I'm not hiding anything. Test shard. Jump the present. And some damage tests today for disease in particular. This is live versus test. Still feels great on test, even with double dipping removed. All right, now we're going to hop on test and we're going to one-to-one swap out those links that we're using. Test server, Brozan. Close those, close that. Open hotbar, summon moomies. Change that so it's not annoying. Get meditation going while I think about links. So, oh, our damage to disease was wrong on our live test. Damage to disease on live was considerably, even at 13% difference going from golds, it doesn't anywhere near make up the 500 DPS increase. Good to remember though. Manage, we're going to pop off spell charge chance. Remember, 3 golds, 1 silver. Remove row. 3 golds, 1 silver. Open this pack, add all. We're doing ignores, spell damage, ignores. Spell damage, ignore resist. 1, 2, 3, 1. Install these. I wasn't counting well. I need 3 more links of bronze. Spell damage, ignore resist. 3. Install all. That's got us set. Okay. Pull up a damage meter again. Reset. So just 1300s. What? Son of a bitch. 1300s what we're aiming at there. All guard. Start. Oh, hold on. Stop. Follow me. We're going to set this guy to, we're going to have to run 2 parses, which is a pain in the ass, but it is what it is, because his magic resist is 0 right now. What is magic resist on a demon on live? Anybody remember? Outlands demon. Demon, magic resist. Where the hell's magic resist? 200. Is that right? That feels wrong. Maybe it is right. What is what are the hive things? Hive. Sure. Hive control cap. Oh, that's ship stuff. Hive guard. Magic resist of 25. We'll run this against 100. We'll run it both ways, with spell charge chance and with ignores. Set him to 100. And we typically don't target high magic resist mobs with this. Should I? Sorry, I'm thinking. I want this to be a 1-to-1 comparison, so we're using demon stats. T. Go back to demon. 25 armor, 200 resist. What is the name of that damn swamp demon that we fight? I will do a drowned demon. 25 and 200. We're going to say armor 25, magic resist 100. That way our mind blasts aren't just heavily skewed. Okay, reset. All guard. You guys go attack. Start. Here we go. Think they'll drop Crim back down to 10 seconds. Nope, I don't. It was too strong. By far too strong. 15 seconds is a good middle ground with what he has on live. He wants you casting these spells often, but he doesn't want you casting these spells always. We didn't push start. Bitch ass bitch. I'm just burning the thing there. Reset. This is Brozan testing. Look at that big 806 in there, though. I don't know what that's from. We're pushing start this time, ladies and gents. Start. Running this for 5 minutes. Check my book, make sure I didn't accidentally put points in Flame Strike, because that was a big tick, whatever the hell that was. No, we don't have anything in Flame Strike. This is taking advantage of spell damage, ignore, resist instead of spell charge chance. This is 100 magic resist Battle Master. It was pre-double dipping nerf. Yeah, but it was too strong for like Arcane Mage and my Spell Bard. It was too strong. I see a lot of people complaining about that getting nerfed. You shouldn't be able to just never cast Flame Strike or Mind Blast in a heavy spell damage rotation. It was too strong, especially the lightning casts. Damage did go down quite a bit, but it's still significant over live. Every one of my builds that takes advantage... Am I meditating? I am meditating. Every one of my builds that takes advantage of the Wizard's Grimoire is doing more damage now than it does on live. So, gotta love sticks. Alright, that's still going. Oh, we gotta restart this so that we get our curse and mana drain again. We gotta keep those active. This is 100 magic resist, so this number is going to look lower. We're meditating. Just keep that in mind from the last parse we did, because that was against a 0 magic resist, so we could compare with live. I think because we run hexes... Oh, it wasn't working. Why did it stop the script? I think because we run hexes on the procy proc, the spell damage... Spell magic resist ignore aspect of the links is being wasted. It's true that having the Grim 15 seconds is still a game changer. Absolutely. Look at the mana sustain I've got casting right now. And this is at tier 13 eld, just running crystals, no aspect chance stuff. Honestly, I think aspect chance might be the strongest link types I can use with this. We're going to test those too. I'm going to test looking at work real quick so I don't get fired. I'll read that off screen. Thank you, show. I needed that link. I always used the wiki, but I guarantee you it's not as up to date as Butler. It's looking like this one's going to trend to 1000 DPS. Get the script running again. Giving them the old pew pew pew. Alright, next set of links we want to test. We need to do a baseline of, we need to put our spell charge back on and run them against magic resist 100 for that baseline. Done. We need to meditate here. We need to copy a snip of this. Put that on our painty paint. We accidentally removed the live versus test. Post that on. Alright, sorry guys, I had to update what I was doing there. Go back to this. We're gonna go ahead and cut this out so we remember this is the one we want to change. Go back to here. We're gonna pop our links. Manage. 3 golds, 1 silver. Remove row. Spell charge chance. I have hit this dummy so much lately. 1, 2, 3, 1. I think that's right. We're missing 2 links. Spell charge chance. All those. Install all. Okay. We're back to spell charging our chance. That feels low. No, that's right. Okay. Everything is set. Reset. Start the script. Push start. So we're looking for 950 as our comparison with spell or magic resist ignore links. Because so much of our damage is coming from the disease, and disease now snapshots, the magic resist ignore might actually be considerably stronger than. That's a good proc. We need to restart the script so we cast our curse again. This, we need to wait at least 3 minutes to feel like this is normalized. We're not having mana problems at all. We meditated 3 times, I feel like, in the last run around. I need to check this. We'll check our scrolls while that's casting. We do still have our flame strike. Do still have our lightning. Do 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 do. Procs are reasonably driving this up because we're still not meditating at 2 minutes. Recasting these. Get that back Go there. Sorry, we're having to do something on the other screen. Hey, look at that. We're actually meditating. 3 minutes in. Got to run the script again. Plus, being off doesn't matter. We're never going to full mana. Looks like the links are pretty one-to-one comparable. As we meditate, we might see the spell charge chance falling slightly low. Hyper engaging content. I know, guys. I apologize. Get casting again. This should be our final run up on numbers. Spell charge chance seem to be performing slightly better. It's still right there. The next links we want to test is damage with no followers are not worth testing. Just by pure math, we know they're not as good. We want to try a multiplier link next. Like damage by player. Yeah, we're trending down a little bit here without the procs. The ignores might... It's pretty close. It's pretty close. There was another link I wanted to test, and I don't remember what it was. Alright, timer's up. Heal ourselves here. Let that reset. We're popping our spell charge chance row, remove row, that all. We can do damage by player. Oh, spell aspect. That was what we wanted. Spell aspect special chance. 1, 2, 3, 1 for 4. No, we need none of these. Uninstall all. Okay, spell aspect chance. That brings our chance up to go to spells. What are we casting? Mind Blast. Spell aspect chance 6.43. I forget what the base is. Let's remove that row. Manage. Remove row. What is it now? 3.8. It's a pretty significant increase. I think for the grinding way we play this, though, that's not going to be good. And then we got to test a multiplier next. I think for target dummies, it might look better because we'll proc twice as much, and so we'll never run out of mana. And we'll have the hex on more often. But I think in real gameplay example, it won't be as good. I should probably cast Flame Strike with this version. The hex being up a lot might actually matter, I'm not gonna lie. I think we would run Flame Strike over Mind Blast with this version, but we want the numbers to compare. 950 is our watermark. Oh. Testing on test. I know. Boring stream. I apologize, guys. It's so variant when even the difference in a 3.8 and a 6% is just, it's hard to test over even 5 minutes. Right now we're feeling the loss of the damage links. Yeah, for grinding purposes, the spell aspect, they're not working for us. Check our, there, we're still good on that. Remove this row. I don't feel like finishing that parse even. Now we're gonna do a multiplier, just damage block player. CD damage dealt by player. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. Install. Okay. Damage by player. Stop. Reset. Close. Pets are attacking. Start the parse. $9.50 our watermark. Checking work on the back end here. Everything's looking good. UO. Oh, need to restart the script so that we'll get the curse on again. This is just significantly worse. The additive spell damage seems to really matter. We haven't hit a proc, which might drive it up a little bit, but it's already feeling like spell charge, chance charge damage is our preferred link. Oh, just move in a moment while we do this. I gotta stretch. I'm still here, y'all. If I don't stretch, I've been sitting down for 3 hours. Oy. Yeah, now we're turning to 950 again. That's 8. We're gonna go up to this running out. Start casting again. Da, 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 da. Feels like 950s are where we are on everything. Another proc. That's going to drive our damage up. For whatever reason, it decided to stop the script there. I need to find what's causing that. In real gameplay, it doesn't matter because I'm not sitting here running a big parse like this. Same numbers. So I think what we've effectively proved is our links, as long as we have damage increasing links, it's not super important which ones we use. Slightly higher with damage dealt by player, which are a multiplier link. Then spell charge, chance, charge damage. But just slightly. restart the script here so we get our curse back on. Pew 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 pew, he says. Pew 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 pew. Same thing, gotta restart the script. Damage dealt by player might be slightly higher. Might be. 30 points of DPS isn't a good baseline to understand. It's falling off now, actually. So we have to meditate. Damn near about the same, honestly. Alright, the other thing we want to test, and this will be the last parse we run, y'all, I promise. 9:46, it ended lower. Stop the script, meditate. The last thing we want to test is if Flame Strike is better than Mind Blast. So, reset spent points. 2, 3 in this. We're still going to point Mind Blast because we get below 40 mana, we cast Mind Blast. Curse. Fireball. Arm. Magic Arrow. Great food. Heal self. Wait on that to tick up. Reset. Make sure. I think I turned on Cast FS. Yeah, I did. We're not going to bless because we didn't run the last one with bless. Start casting. We're gonna own more often with this script. We're gonna punch bigger numbers too. Oh shit! We ran out of mushrooms. Stop the parse. Stop the parse. Go. Resupply. Get back to our inn. Room. Enter my room. I need to burn off that. I got a refund. And I got another proc. Ain't that how it works? Alright, it's all off now. Get another mummy. We're just waiting on those to stop ticking. Reset this. Heal ourselves. Rob says you love aspect chance and spell charge chance. You do 15 and 15 on both. There's actually crap. I'm glad you said that because I want to go back to using those. Damage to disease is stronger, but the two play together. And I'll explain once I put these all in here. Because damage to disease is a multiplier, and spell charge chance damage is additive to our existing spell damage. But that means that base damage goes up, which is then multiplied by damage to disease. Start casting, push start. What we're testing now is the exact same thing that we've tested a dozen times, but we're putting Flame Strike in the rotation instead of just always doing Mind Blasts. Should matter more when we get the mana pools, especially from the aspect. Just a reminder, the early parse is going to look high. It'll go down as we have to start meditating more. See, we're casting Mind Blast now already. Meditating. Way faster having to get into meditate. We'll go up to 50 mana. Essentially, when this is done, Go a little bit higher because it's going to cycle those low spells. Yeah, we got to remember to go a little higher mana so that we'll actually cast some flame strikes. We'll go up to 55. That's all going, looking good. I'm reading a message here, y'all. I apologize. Let me do this so we can get in meditation. Start the script again. Flame Strike's definitely lower damage per second. The thing about the Flame Strike setup, though, is it feels good grinding mobs instead of dummies because you hit big upfront damages. But Flame Strike does lower damage overall than Mind Blast, it feels like. And yes, I understand that 1100 is then followed up by, you know, whatever. What's this? You know, it does 35% of the damage over time, but it just, the Mind Blast is upfront damage. It means more. Yeah, we're going to stop the parse there because it's not going to get better. Meditate. I lied. There is one more thing I want to test. We're going to turn this off. Zero that. Save. I'm going to turn this on. Strangle. Reset, stop, reset, start. What's strangle on? Oh, we weren't at reset. We want to be at max mana to start. Okay. Reset. There we go. We're talking on Discord right now. It's a going. Your script for some reason spams Fireball. I've noticed that. The cooldown on Fireball seems to tick whenever it what the hell am I trying to say? It seems to tick. The cooldown doesn't seem to start until you get a tick of Fireball. It does waste damage per second. I'm not gonna lie. We're running out of points actually, which hasn't happened to me before. But we're keeping everything unlit, so we forgot to restart the script so we would cast Curse. Our parse is down damage. I really just wanted to see if this was maintainable or if we would run out of these eventually. Yeah, I never realized that either. It's when you sit here, it casts it 1, 2, 3 times, 4 times. 5 times. There, it finally ticked the damage. I think we may just take cast Fireball completely out of it. It's not a huge damage increase. Because the casting of the Fireball itself, the disease tick we get from it, which is a lot of our damage, the disease tick is based off the original Fireball and not the damage that comes later. But it's, I mean, realistically, it doesn't hurt as much to cast it a few times on those weird. Here it goes, it's down. 1, 2. Meditate here. It does create a nice dot. We're going to finish this. No, we're not. We've proved that we can keep that lit, but I don't like it. It just feels weird to me to wait on my damage to come through with Strangle. I want to let these dots fall off. I'm kind of curious about something on the Fireball. I'm curious if the Fireball dot creates its own diseases. So we're going to stop parse and we're going to wait on everything to stop here. No dot on it anymore though. The Fireball? No, Fireball's still a dot on test. Arm Fireball. Inflict additional 250% of final spell damage over 15 seconds. So we're going to cast Fireballs for a second here. That's not what I need. I haven't opened my spellbook in so long. Fireball. We're just watching for a disease tick here. So 108's the Fireball tick. We're seeing if that 108 procs its own disease. Cooldown's coming up. We'll cast again. Okay, the upfront damage created a disease tick. We're seeing if we get another off of this 89. Nah, we should have hit one if we were going to. So the secondary damage from Fireball is not creating a disease tick. We're going to take Fireball out of the rotation. Cast Fireball 0. Save. That should actually increase our overall damage. And of course, in the book, we would take it out and put the points in protection or something. All right. It looks good. I don't think we got anything else we want to test today. Guys, I think we're going to cut stream here. I'm dropping some frames too, so it's perfect time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I apologize. I know live gameplay is more fun. Tomorrow we'll be doing live gameplay. Much love from Roseanne. Really appreciate y'all hanging out and drinking your coffee with me.